Today I want to share a special case with the iPhone 8 Plus with no Wi-Fi. And even if you have a problem with any other circuit, the process is still the same, whether that be audio, display, backlight, charging, whatever it is. I actually already repaired this device, but my recording corrupted. So I recreated the problem just to show you guys my process. I hope you can learn something from this video. As you can see, we're in the Wi-Fi settings. The Wi-Fi defaults to off. When you click on it, the Wi-Fi button is grayed out, and when you tap it, nothing happens. And so this is a logic board failure. It's not an issue with the antennas or any sort of flex cable. And I'm going to show you guys what I do first. So usually when you have a problem with a specific circuit, you want to first look at the IC related to it. And I'm not just talking about the IC itself and looking for visual damage. I'm talking about measuring all the lines that are underneath it. So when you remove the IC, even if the IC is perfectly fine, the lines that connect to it may still be problematic. And so you can only figure that out once you take the IC off and measure the pads below it. If you're a technician and you have good eyes, you could probably already see what the problem is, but I'm not going to spoil it. So let's remove the Wi-Fi IC just like I normally would. And of course, we have our power IC nearby, so we want to not fully melt it if possible. And I'm just going to clean up these pads before I measure it with our multimeter. So we open up our board view software, and as you can see, most of the pads underneath the Wi-Fi IC are ground, and you just want to measure all of our lines to make sure that our diode values match. And if you can't find anything after that, you also want to make sure that these OL pads are also connected to their respective lines. So for example, this one right here, you would want to measure our capacitor over here on this side to make sure it's connected to here, and the same for all of them. So I already measured them, so I'm not going to bore you with that. I'll just show you which one I found to be problematic. So we've turned our multimeter to diode mode, and we just go around measuring, comparing all of these pads. I made my way all the way down to here on this corner, and I measured this. I measured full short, full ground. And when we look at our board view software, we can see this pad is supposed to be OL. Now, why is it OL? Well, this line goes through this resistor. It has two capacitors, and it ends up at this little IC. And as we can see, if it's OL, that means this IC should not be giving any sort of resistance back to here. And so the first assumption would be that one of these two capacitors is short. Now, which one is it? Well, you could inject voltage and risk frying the line because you don't know how much voltage this line can handle, or you can guess which one it is. But what I did is I removed this resistor, and then I measured the pads on each side to see which side was full short. So let's do that really quick. Actually, I don't even need to do all that because you can already see which capacitor I've jumpered. What I did was I just removed this resistor right here, and I measured the pad again, and we still got short. Then I measured on this side of the resistor, which is on the same line, and I was getting OL, which is the proper reading. Why was this pad full ground? Well, if you look at the traces, you can actually see the design of this PCB. You can see the trace here. It first goes to this capacitor, then it continues through this zero resistance resistor to this capacitor, and then to this IC. Well, it's obvious to you guys now, but this capacitor was the only place that could be giving that zero reading to this pad. And so we removed the capacitor. In this case, it's just a jumper wire that I but there to recreate the problem. And do you have to replace that capacitor? Well, there are only 2 capacitors on this line, so usually the answer would be yes. But I didn't have an iPhone 8 Plus donor board. I only had an iPhone 8. And I looked at this board. The design is exactly the same for the Wi-Fi circuit, except this one doesn't have any capacitors. So I figured it would be fine to not put the capacitor back on. So the next step was to reball the Wi-Fi IC. And I'm just gonna do that again, just so you guys can see something entertaining. And you can see the scratches over here. These are test points that are linked to the Wi-Fi IC. You can scratch them off and measure them first to see if you find anything obvious. But there are a lot of lines that don't have test points, including this one. So I didn't find the problem with the test points. But you should never be afraid to remove the Wi-Fi IC or any IC without affecting the CPU or the power IC. And if you are, then you should probably be practicing instead of fixing customers' devices. And when we're solder wicking the Wi-Fi IC, or you don't really have to wick it, but I just like doing it because it's satisfying. When you're touching the iron to the Wi-Fi IC, you want to be at 300 Celsius, not any higher, because it's very sensitive to heat. This solder wick sucks. It's actually terrible. Recommend me some good solder wick in the comments, please. And we reball the Wi-Fi IC with 138 paste. Whoa, almost slipped up there. I don't like the way 138 paste behaves. Let's make sure our slip up didn't screw up any of these balls. And looks even. No problem. And reinstall. Sorry, I gotta be better at keeping this in focus. It looks clear on my microscope, and then I look up at the camera and it's just blurry. Make sure there's no dirt on it. Had a little too much flux. That's okay. Remember, if you can't touch it with your finger, you can't clean it. Now let's see if removing our artificial jumper wire. So let's see if removing our man-made short capacitor fixes the problem. I wonder. Where's my home button? The fuck? Where's my home button? Okay. And wow, we fixed it. Our Wi-Fi is back. And we can find other networks. So that's the procedure for troubleshooting a no Wi-Fi problem. This could apply to any models or any other circuit. The process is the same. Find the IC that's responsible for most of the functionality, remove it, and then measure all the pads beneath it, because that's where all the relevant lines are going to be. And more than likely you'll find something, and if you can't find something, measure the OL pads, and if you still can't find something, put a new IC on. There you go. By the way, if you're not subscribed, this might be the last time you ever see this channel.